Hello, hello, beautiful person watching this. I am so happy that you're here. Welcome back to another Slay the Spire Ascension 20 Defect run. Gotta say, this one's been a few days. Can't really remember this one. Let's see how it goes. Decided to take Common Relic. It seems I hated the other options so much there. I didn't even look at the map first. Just Common Relic's the best, yep. And we get a Lantern. 1 extra energy on each turn 1. That'll be pretty good. Definitely Silent likes that relic in particular because of the extra 2 cards on turn 1. But still good on every character, usually. And I'm marking this absolutely maniacal path here. This red path with 4 elites and a super elite in it. Starting off wasting 2 energy there, unfortunately. If only we had Bag of Prep. And didn't draw the defend, so gonna take 6. Oof. A tough start. All 3 cards pickable here. Loops a bit early. Take auto shields over rebound. I'm a big auto shields believer these days. Definitely enjoy having that early block as the defect in particular. Sleeping Beam versus Claw. It is Hexaghost. I may actually click Claw here. Sleeping Beam is better though, unfortunately. And the Golden Idol is here. Losing max health, of course. No immediate downside, whereas taking 20 is a lot. And we transform into a Claw anyway. Could have been a Claw deck, unfortunately. But just missed it. Actually dead. Very good. Good damage there. And White Noise versus Tempest versus Steam Barrier, I guess. The problem with Steam Barrier is Gremlin up. White Noise might be the one here. But Tempest is a real card. I used to like not even see Tempest, and now I see it for what it is. I'm happy about that. But yeah, upgrade the Sleeping Beam, of course. The 9 damage to everything as opposed to 6 is quite a huge difference. Makes it a lot more playable. And Laga is here. Good old Laga. Didn't find any Frost Orbs yet, so gonna be relying heavily on the auto shields here. Grab the White Noise. Hello World's actually not bad here. Getting a random option every turn is pretty good. Even if we don't play it, we might play it. And we're going to be reshuffling without auto shields here. That's unfortunate. Defect uniquely has the ability to deal damage even after getting debuffed because of the orbs. Laga does not minus focus, thank goodness. And I actually used the attack bar here before getting debuffed. I think we're not quite getting there, so I want to make sure we kill it on this next turn, hopefully. And we got there. I find Preserved Insect. That's very, very good. Reducing the health of enemies in elite rooms by 25%. And Ball Lightning, some excellent early damage if we're taking the Suicide Path. I do, in fact, commit to the Suicide Path. And we walk into Jawworm Green Slime, hitting us for 24 on turn 1. That's not very good. How can we possibly win from here? Finding 1 Glacier right now would be really good. That's for sure. Zap is lethal. And we have Buffer anyway. Block Pot's pretty good. Storm is here a bit early. Hologram's probably getting clicked on. We even have a Claw. So we might actually want to do the Claw thing. But Beam Cell's also fine though. Might need the damage. I do click Beam Cell after all. Again, we still have a Gremlin Knob to kill perhaps. And Bottle Lightning is not what we're looking for. We don't have any skill that's worthy of a bottle at the moment. And even if we had a skill that was technically good start in our opening hand, it has to be really good to be better than the blue key, because then you're essentially getting a whole nother relic at some point. Turns out bottling is good sometimes, but it doesn't actually do anything. All it does is make you draw a card, which you may have done already anyway. So a particular card, of course. That card better be really important. And the Sentry's fight is going very well. To be sure. Got there. And Fossilized Helix here, another excellent relic. Giving us 1 buffer charge at the start of each fight. And I even take an all-for-one. Speculative all-for-one, considering we might actually want to do the claw thing. We have a claw. If we had the other claw that we skipped earlier, it'd actually be really good. But of course, we were happy to have the Sleeping Beam there anyway, so can't complain too much. And Beam Cell plus Claw equals Hull, or all-for-one might actually be decent. And hoping to commit to the claw thing eventually. That'd be fun. Compile Driver versus Bullseye. Compile Driver draws cards, which is pretty good. The thing about Compile Drivers, it's like decent early damage. And then as the run goes on, the effect that it draws is really good. And I actually turned my Compile Driver beta art back on. My god, is that art funny. I love it. And the colors are very cool, actually, so. One of the few beta arts in the game, I would say, is just good. Art is subjective, though, of course. I'm thinking I might need the Bullseye for Hexaghost in particular. I think Compile Driver is better than skipping. I can see not wanting the, but I don't have any other orbs besides Lightning yet, so I was only drawing 1 card right now. So it's reasonable, I think. And Gremlinob is on vacation today, it would seem. Hoping to draw the all-for-one here, I whiffed, very sad. Still whiffed, bottom card, that's very sad. But we found Echo Form, very happy. So all-for-one would have drawn, of course, the Claw and the Beam Cell again, which would have been very good for an opening turn there. But whiffed on that, that's okay. Don't want to double the auto shields, that would be not good. Oh, it's dead anyway. So 0 damage log of 1 fight, that was really good. Choose your bracelets here. And Electrodynamics is going to get snap click, that's really good. So of course, choose your bracelet preventing us from finding hallway fights in question marks. That could be good, but if we end up finding something that wants us to go to hallways more like a Toxic Egg or a Question Card or a Prayer Wheel, then it's actually a bit bad to have the Choose Your Bracelet. And like Meat on the Bone even arguably makes it worse. Just things that make it, that fights like us free essentially, can sort of invalidate the Choose Your Bracelet. But it's fine. Events are fun. And we also found a pen nib from that Gremlinob that we just breezed through. Every 10th attack we play will be doubled, which is a pretty solid relic here. Do the all-for-one thing, upgrade a Beam Cell, knowing we have an all-for-one. More reliable, vulnerable is actually pretty good. And Bias Cog is going to be pretty good here. It'll certainly be dead before that matters. I'd hit the damage just in case from that burn, because when I got this turn, where it could take a lot of damage. But we made it through. Not too bad. Seek is here. Already have Electro, so happy taking the Seek over it. And Runic Pyramid's here. Runic Pyramid's pretty good. Must be said. Now we will no longer discard our hand at the end of each turn. And not a great act here, looks like. Only 2 elites, no matter which way you slice it, from what I can tell here. Oh, there's 3 elites that I go left, actually. But that path looks very bad. And I want Shop. So take the path with Shop. Seems reasonable. Unfortunately, taking 11 here. Oof. It doesn't do it. Gotta play defense. Very sad. So in typical Defect fashion, walk into Act 2, floor 1 looters and take 30 damage. It's all normal here. This is all part of the typical Defect win experience on Ascension 20. We've all been there. No potions. Very sad. And second claw is here, but there's a leap plus here, and that seems really good, actually. That's 12 block. My god, it's the biggest part of winning for me. I think unironically the biggest part of winning was just taking leap. Like, when I was new, or newer, or I guess just worse at Defect, even after I hit Ascension 20 as a Defect, I still died a lot. And I didn't appreciate the block cards enough. Like, you have to have some block density, you have to make sure that you're actually drawing block. And, like, Leap looks like such a bad card, but it's actually not. It's kind of crazy. It's amazing. Capacitor's here, but Aggregate's also here, and we need energy, perhaps. I do take it. Very wise. And Bloody Idol's here, that's really, really good. If we didn't have Golden Idol, we would have taken 25 damage and died right there, so thank God we found that event in Act 1. So now whenever we gain gold, we will also restore 5 health. That's very good. And good shop here. Had a lot of gold, so happy to find a shop there from a question mark, in fact. Juicer Bracelet is actually doing something, and we got gold, and it heals us. So Juicer Bracelet is cooking. I take back everything I've ever said about you. Don't think we've seen a Frost Orb yet still. One time, so that's mildly concerning. I may block pot in order to retain my buffer charge, but I decide not to. This is not going well. When it's turn 2 of the Book of Stabbing fight and you've barely done anything, you are almost already cooked. Luckily we have this Preserved Insect doing a lot of damage for us. This could have gone very badly very quickly for us. I'm taking 24 damage though. Ouch. And Aggregate, very bottom, is very sad. Now won't even do anything if we play it right now. Have to reshuffle first somehow. How do I not die here is an excellent question. I get all for one back. Yes. It's beautiful, guys. We're not a claw deck, but that was pretty cool, right? And Horn Cleat is here. Every turn 2 will gain 14 block. That's very, very strong. One of the best relics in the whole game in almost every situation. And I took a skim there, I think. Seems a bit weird when our Pyramid's doing his thing already, but with the Aggregate, we'll want it eventually for sure. So if you see a skim and you can get away with taking it, it's probably correct, because it always becomes good eventually. Just gotta upgrade this Aggregates and then we're cooking. Charge Battery might actually be a real card, again, for the same reason as before. So it seems like at this point we shouldn't want these just like whatever commons, but the block ones are actually so relevant. And we find Molten Egg, upgrading all future attacks we add to our deck. There's a Fairy in a bottle here, and a Cool Headed, which is our first Frost Orb of the run, if we want it. And there's a Capacitor again, could consider taking that. Mirror on Defrag Plus is a real play here, and I value the focus so much that I do that, yep. 160 gold Defrag. Defrag Plus. And I buy the Fairy as well. You never know how many defrags you're gonna find. If you see the mirror, maybe it's worth it. I think it's fair enough, to be honest. Skill pot, Glacier's good. Yep. And Leap. Take 0. Now we got the Horn Cleat cooking. Very good. So a nice like 1-2 punch of the buffer charge on turn 1 into the Horn Cleat on turn 2 can prevent you from taking a lot of damage. So these are the kind of relics that are actually good. actually just good. Good can mean a lot of things. Good can be speculative, good can be situational. And then the ones you would put in solidly S tier are the ones that are making number in fight. And significant, actual, important number. Anchor, Horncleat. Even Captain's Wheel can be A tier probably, but it's usually a bit late on turn 3. Although great against the Heart and Slime Boss sometimes and whatnot. There are certain turn 3 fights in the game for sure that it can matter against. But a lot of fights just hit you on turn 1 or 2. Upgrade Aggregate or something. Aggregate upgrade's pretty important to actually gain energy. I think Turbo's like... Turbo has the downside and all, but Aggregate has a downside as well. And Turbo is better unupgraded, I would say. But as the run goes on, Aggregate gets better and better, while Turbo stays the same, relatively. One energy Aggregate. Just cannot find it on the first row. It's impossible. Luckily it healed. We can actually charge Pen up a bit more. Very kind. Cold Snap's gonna get clicked on instantly, I think. It's even upgraded. We do have a Molten Egg. Yep, just more Frost Orb for our double defrag plus. Definitely very important. Would we like Glacier more? Absolutely, but we're not seeing Glacier, so we have to take whatever we're offered. Upgrade auto shields. I'm pretty confident in my damage with the double defrag plus electro, pen nib, beam cell stuff going on, so just block more. And found the Aggregate here, we're gonna have a nice turn too. It's not hitting us though, unfortunately. Don't need to play any of these block cards, which is all we have. So, an unfortunate turn. Perhaps should not have even aggregated, actually. It's not really doing anything. A mistake. Drawing a sentence ban is good. I'm just getting cards out of my hand here. Find the good cards again. And I can actually kill all of the minions here and take no damage because of the buffer charge. That's really, really good. Good beam cell. Taking a lot of damage here. Good aggregate. Auto shields first. Very wise. So look at that. Auto shields leap. 20 block. Trailed even. They're both upgraded, of course, but we did upgrade the auto shields ourselves. Gotta put some respect on it. Yeah, just take the... Like, you can't take the scaling weird combo-y cards that are cool. You can't try to build a blank deck. You have to just take the cards that are just good. Like... solid. Better than strikes and defends, but still basically do that. And then, when you find the really good, like, build around kind of card, like Dark Embrace or whatever, then you can speculatively take that because you're strong enough otherwise to get away with it, and then you can start taking the cards that actually synergize with that, and it's a whole thing. Definitely a whole work of art, or like it is an art rather. Figuring out what is good and what is not. Second all for one is here. It's gonna not be as good as Echo Form though, unfortunately. Haven't seen much more Claw here. Took the Leap Plus over it, of course, and Slaver's Collar is here over the other options. There's some solid energy gain for free against the harder enemies of the game. And I'm hoping for 3 elites. We have to go right down the middle there with no campfires. Does that seem too insane for past me or not? Seems not. I even take the extra fights. Give more card reward, please. And with Bloody Idol healing you for 5 every fight, it's pretty much fine. Sadly, one short of playing Echo Form and blocking with auto shields, so I just play the Lightning instead, keep the auto shields. I love doubling a claw. So this is where it gets awkward. You can't double the Echo, or can't double the auto shields because it doesn't do anything on the second cast, and then can't double the defend before playing the auto shields because then auto shields doesn't block. So there's a little bit of a non-bow with the auto shields and Echo Form for sure. You'd love to double that 15 block, but it just doesn't quite work that way, unfortunately. Just block as much as I can. Blizzard is here. That's not very good, unfortunately. Falling is here. Defend goes for sure. Tesseract is here. Sensory Stone. Unfortunately, we're playing the Defect, so the statistic nature is unexciting. Take a Flash Seal Plus, though. Considering a Mind Blast Plus, probably. It's not quite good enough here, I don't think. Panic Button is actually pretty good. And we may eventually find Orange Pellets, which will remove the downside as well. I decided to take the Question Mark instead. Question Marks are going well for us. Let's see what else it's got. Transform a Strike into a Skim. That's not bad either. Yeah, we're still going to need more scaling here now, that's for sure. We've got our foundation in place here. We can aggregate and play cards. We have a Runic Pyramid to keep all our cards for when they're needed. Now we need to find our more juicy cards for sure. Glacier and more copies of Defrag, Pastor, whatever. Get aggregate back. Get hologram back. Nope, skim. I have 2 Echo Forms somehow. White noise. The Panic Button is truly going to be a Panic Button here. We can just keep it in our hand all the time. What an aptly named card. Should have played more attacks for Pendib. Hologram versus Cold Snap Plus. Or skip. I'm apparently a Steam Barrier hater. Take another Cold Snap. Oh, we're only being offered Cold Snap. Gotta take the Cold Snap. It's a common attack in Act 3, but it makes a Frost Orb, so it's good. Oh, and we found an ink bottle, by the way. I don't remember when that happened. But that gives us a card draw every time we play 10 cards. And that's pretty good. Panic Button this, keep my buffer charge. This character doesn't have Piercing Wail, unfortunately, so he cannot block for 18 by playing one energy card. Speak for defrag, defrag, and then actually take 7. Oops. Perhaps wrong. Whoa, that's a lot of damage. So skim reshuffles, and I can play aggregate. It seems I'm not interested in doing that though. Or maybe I am. Playing one more Cold Snap with full block. I can also just hologram for something. Got a block again. Would actually kind of enjoy like a kunai here, unusually as the defect, I would say. And Darkstone Periapt will give us 6 health whenever we, or 6 maximum health whenever we obtain a curse. One of the worst relics in the game in almost every situation. My god, is it terrible. You don't want to get curses, even if you do. Gaining 6 health isn't that big of a deal. doesn't make curses worth it. But if you're gonna get a curse anyway, it's nice to gain the 6 max health. Basically, if you find a deck in a chest, let's say you're gonna get 1 curse that run. You find a cursed key, you have to take the key, right? Then it's basically like you're trading a whole relic away for 6 maximum health. When you put it like that, it sounds pretty bad. Would you even trade it away for 12 maximum health? Probably not, right? A relic for 12 max health? So even if you got 2 curses after finding Darkstone Periapt, it would still not be worth it. Disgusting. Mildly concerning amount of damage coming our way here. Dual cast is going to be a lot of front load for this very last turn of the transient, and a panic button to top it all off. Ancient Pod is here. Stack Plus is here. We are going big deck here. Could actually be pretty good. Another way to block. So I'm just taking all the block cards. I'm showing you guys the power of the block cards. I suspect I click on that. Very cool. And get rid of the vulnerable pot for Ancient Pot, of course. Ancient Pot, excellent against the heart. We're probably going to be holding on to these potions the whole time. Really good stuff here. I should play White Noise. But yeah, Ancient Pot will block the vulnerable from the heart fight. Essentially blocking for like 40 collectively over the first 2 turns where it hits us by itself. And we have a Fairy in a Bottle, of course. 15 energy here somehow. That's pretty good. I doubled aggregate. Gonna play defrag. No, I want to double defrag. I lied. Very smart. You get to be a little greedier, or in fact, you're encouraged to be a little bit greedier against Giant Head. Giant Head is a slow but menacing fight if it goes too long. Do I have any card draw? I don't. No, I could. Yep. This is good. And you can see how important these cold snaps are now. We're finding our focus. Even though it's a common attack, my god, are they blocking for a lot. And this ball lightning that we took earlier, my god, is doing a lot of damage. You know, it's just a common attack. Should have played Charged Battery over Stack there. That's for sure. I am clawing still. Very cool. See, guys, it's not just another run where I build focus. It's also an all-for-one deck at the same time. It actually kind of is. I'm not even joking. I'm not even lying. Putting Bottle on 9, of course. I find a pair for 10 max health. Thunder Strike Plus is here. I'm not sure that's good here, but past me is clicking on that, I think. There's also a Loop Plus, though, unfortunately. Loop Plus, very, very good in the hard fight, so, yep. Can take that. Ollie Smoothstone's here for 1 dexterity permanently. Solid relic, to be sure. Peek. Give me that Echo Form. Oh, Electro, of course. I'm such a Timmy, man. Oh, wow. Play aggregate, yep. I do, in fact, play the early bias cog there. Pretty confident about getting out of here in a timely manner. I'm hitting the minions. It's not a great hand. I'm going to say that. The dual cast was good. a whopping 6 damage claw there. Yes. And I took Flash of Steel earlier, by the way, mainly thinking about All for One, surely, which I wasn't thinking about right now, but when I took All for One from Sensory Stone, or when I took Flash of Steel from Sensory Stone, I was still trying to do the zero-cost attack thing, I think. Tempest is here. We do have quite a bit of focus now, and a way to gain so much energy with Aggregate Plus and Echo Form. Maybe Tempest is actually hitting for like 100 right now. We're having a bit of a hard time spending all our energy on our doubled Aggregate turn. But it's probably still not great, to be honest. Something about it here just seems wrong. Not enough orb slot. Don't want to get rid of the Frost Orbs. It's not even important, really. I still click it. It took me a while, though. So yeah, I have to do that. Double that. Not a fan of getting the dazes. Echo Form. The nice thing about Ink Bottle with Runic Pyramid is you can't accidentally draw a really, really good card and then discard it, because you just keep your cards. It's pretty good. I may... Yep. Full block it again. So we're definitely blocking here. Very good. Like, I don't know how I made it so far in my Slay the Spire career, in quotes, without valuing block nearly as highly as I needed to. I knew what all the other good cards were, but I just kept like not taking the good block cards. And there's another Defect Plus, by the way. That's pretty good. So we are defragged out of our gourd right now. But yeah, I was just like the huge thing for me to even reach Ascension 20 was realizing how important it was to take early attacks for Gremlin Knob and stuff. Found Capacitor, found another defrag in the shop. That's 5 defrag, I think. Also Recycle is here, that's pretty good. I card move over buying defrag. Fair enough. Can't upgrade both of these defrags I have if I were to buy that one. And had the key there, so I can only upgrade one more time. But I think I was saying, the biggest level up for me was realizing how important it was to take early damage in Act 1 to kill Gremlin Knob. As soon as I started doing that, I hit Ascension 20 basically, like almost immediately. I just used to kept building too greedily and then I would die, like all the time. It's like, oh, Footwork is a good card and Wraith Form is a good card. I'm going to take those. But that's not how Act 1 works. And then when I realized that, it was only up from there. But now I'm pulling it back the other direction. I'm like, okay, yes, attacking is important, but blocking is too. And now I'm becoming a more well-rounded player that wins more often. And every character, generally speaking, has some solution. Like, if you can get to the point as the Defect where you are, you know, walled up with Frost Orbs and you never die, then you don't need those block cards that I'm referring to. But if you don't find them, you're going to lose the run if you don't take the other block cards. And you don't always find those cards. And it's not like taking them loses you the run necessarily, unless you take too many, I suppose. It's a whole thing. Did find a Storm here, it seems. I certainly thought I had more cards there, but I actually... No, I actually didn't. I had the buffer charge for it, that was good. Yeah, Storm is kind of presenting an argument for why it's awkward to be making too many Lightning Orb, because we are removing the Frost Orbs. We would like to kill it here, like, in the next 2 turns, that'd be great. I'm counting my orbs, probably, my damage. How do I have so much focus? It's crazy. Is that just what we do? That's 85 damage times 2. I just need to do a little bit more damage here. Just zap, dual cast, right? Yeah, play zap, dual cast, it's dead. I'm trying to keep Ink Bottle on 9 here, but I can't. So I want to rank up the Pen Nib instead. There we go. I was just making sure I didn't have lethal. I was too short, unfortunately. If I had just played Zap, though, I would have died. Is that true? I think so. Look at that Tempest, so cool. Even just on turn 1 there. Tempest is a very cool card, just seeing the like orbs all flying through. Like that, just that alone, I'm sure it might not even be related to the design of the card or the flavor of the card, or the fact that it does that, but just the fact that like the animation of it is so fast of making all the new orbs, that it makes it look like an actual Tempest, if you know what I mean. Gotta play this Echo form, I think. That's pretty tough. Cycle gets clicked, maybe? Or Hologram for Aggregate, actually. Yes. Oh, I don't do it. I think the line was Hologram for Aggregate there. Actually. And still haven't made a Frost Orb yet. That's not good. Could have gone better. So try and double all of our defrags and then make Frost Orb with the Echo Form plus Cold Snap. And eventually, then we won't die. Be nice to not die. But if we're doubling the defrag, then we're not doubling the Cold Snap. I'm actually doubling the Cold Snap. I think that's reasonable. We need to make Frost Orbs. Like, pretty badly. And Hologram for Cold Snap. Hologram for Static instead. I should have Hologram for Cold Snap. Though. And ouch! That's a lot of damage. Gonna be Panic Button here, probably. And in case you don't know, Panic Button says you cannot gain block from cards, but you can still gain block from Frost Orbs. Pretty cool. Play 1 defrag. So that's breaks even on the damage this turn. We have 4 Frost Orb, it hits us 4 times. So it's kind of like a stalemate or whatever. It is always Wokebird, by the way. I had a comment. Why is it always Wokebird? It's always Wokebird, man. Of course it is. When you're playing the Defect, it is actually always Wokebird. That's true. Anthony and Casey are just pulling levers. I'd like to kill it here with this Ball Lightning so that I can now play the other defrag without giving it strength. It has 14 strength, that's kind of a lot, but it's manageable. It's not like 30 or whatever Defect often likes to hit. Thank God we found this Capacitor Relic, by the way. My god, is that insane. Possibly the best relic in this game, actually, like, by some metric. For its cost, it is so insane. So you think of like Data Disc, right? Data Disc is... you're playing a copy of Defrag, like regular Defrag, and for free. And that's pretty good. And then the Capacitor Relic is Capacitor Plus for free on turn 1. And there are multiple cards that make Focus, but there's only Capacitor that makes Orb Slot. It's just crazy. Why can I buy this for 160 gold? I don't know why, but I'm happy about it. Just getting cards out of my hand. Maybe should have played Auto Shields even. We're looping a Frost Orb now, so Auto Shields doesn't do anything. That's okay. Got out with Ink Bottle on 9. Thump, deep pulsing dread. $40 on the dot into Act 4 here. Pretty fast for the Defect, in fact. Upgrade or recycle. It becomes so much better when it's upgraded, that's for sure. 39 gold. Go for the Eyes is on sale. Go for Eyes Plus. Applying Weaken is actually very important. Gonna be clicking on that. It's even a card for All for One, in fact. Not to be slept on. Past me was still a bit of a dreamer here and trying to make the All for One thing happen in a little bit of a way. Do I play Aggregate before Skim? It actually doesn't even matter, really. We're getting so much energy. Trying to decide what to double. I do, in fact, play it before. Ooh, I hit the Seek. That's really, really good. Rewarded. Take the Skim and the Hologram to just more gas. Probably Skim again. Panic buttons here for later. Considering taking 2 or stacking for 18, probably taking 2 is better. Stack could actually be very important in a moment, turns out. Gonna double recycle, it seems. Nope. Double cool-headed, make more Frost Orb. All for One might go here, just for more energy. Nope, Auto Shields goes. Time to start looping Frost Orb, so Auto Shields is useless. Past me figured it out. I can actually full block without even turning around. That's pretty incredible. There's Electro finally. Gonna double defrag, play the Electro. And now they're all gonna die in 2 turns, probably. Love to see it. This fight went very well. And, I mean, it's without fail, you see Seek in this fight winning. Like, if you don't have the Seek in this fight, you die. It's actually kind of wild. You have to find some other way to win if you don't have Seek, like Draw Pot or like Gambler's Brew or whatever, Bottle, whatever, something like that. But yeah, like if you can't find those good cards fast enough, you're going to just die in 2 turns to that fight. It's actually disgusting. That fight is so ludicrous. It's true. Gotta remember the artifact pot here. Still have this fairy bottle we bought years ago. I love buying me a fairy and sitting on it all run. A really big shift in perspective of potions. I remember being like, you know, forgetting to use them sometimes and whatnot. But yeah. And then also like relying on them too much perhaps at some point. But now I just know what's going on. I don't need to win the fights with potions because I know what I'm doing. And there's other ways to win. And then you just sit on the fairy bottle the whole run and you win. Very cool. It's a Wizard Tail, basically. So I have a burn in my hand. If I play Loop, I will take damage and lose my buffer charge. Can't do that because we're about to get hit for 33. That would be bad. So I just straight up pass. And then this turn I can start doubling stuff. May want to do Loop first. Put a Frost Orb in the front. Pass. Slime and Wound are a bit of a bummer right now. I'm gonna be honest about that. That's okay. And I can get down to 0 block by playing cards for the Beat of Death and then auto shields, which is pretty cute. Get rid of the slime, play Beam Sail, then auto shields. It's not useless after all, guys. It's true. Play more defrags. And yeah, we're just gonna keep doubling defrag plus over and over, and eventually we're gonna have so much focus. Who even care? And I can Tempest, doing some damage and putting another Frost Orb in the front. And then I get my panic button out of the way. I want the orb to be looped, of course. More defrag is here. We are actually just gaining 16 focus from these defrags. It's 4 defrag plus doubled. So 8 defrag plus, and found another loop. That's not bad. Now 5 loop. So we're going to be gaining 14 times 5 block at the start of each turn. That's 70 block, guys. That's pretty good. Make that 18 times 5 block, 90 block. And eventually I want to start making more Frost Orb. That's for sure. But not yet. We need to make sure we can make enough in one turn that we can put one back in the front pretty quickly. Otherwise, it'll be a little bit too spooky. Here we go. So not quite getting there here. I can wait one more turn. I actually can now. I could have done it, get rid of the all for one, and then I have 2 energy, and then go cool-headed and then dual cast, and I would have a Frost in the front. I think I was feeling confident enough that I didn't care though, and I knew it wasn't hitting me this turn, so then I could just double the cool-headed this turn. So it was all fine. But if I really wanted to, I could have done that. That's a huge all for one. The claws still cooking in the very end here. Very, very cool. And it should almost be dead here. Just this one Cavia Claw ended up being surprisingly useful. I mean, like, that might seem like a joke, but it did damage. It's real. It's for sure. And we've done it. So yeah, some very good relics in there. The Bloody Idol was huge. 62 health only is kind of surprising, to be honest. I think I just got a bit too strong in Act 3. But it was very helpful to not die in Act 2, that's for sure. And of course, the fact that you even have Bloody Idol means that you didn't either get cursed or take 25 damage, which is brutal. And that makes that event much better to find, of course. And Juicer Bracelet did something that was very nice. 2 things, actually. I don't even remember the second one, but fair enough, Juicer Bracelet. Darkstone Period, of course, did nothing. Unsurprising. And yeah, overall, though, a very good relic bar. Very happy about that. Pretty happy with the way I played in general. A few small nitpicks I mentioned, but overall, I think it was pretty good. And yeah, overall, just a pretty solid, cool defrag run of Slay the Spire here. Defragging out of our gourd. If you're still here, have you not subbed, have you not liked the video, thank you so much for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and as always, have a beautiful day.